And then one day, biglang sumabog na yung mga piloto, mga stewardesses na bumabiyahe sa Germany, sila yung nagdala, naloka sila na, ay, Pilipina, ay, naku, si Techi, sumabog ng bonggang-bongga. And it was crazy.
Ano nangyari?
Nung bagong labas na sumabog na yung balita, pumunta kami there was a restaurant in Greenbelt at the time called Primavera, serving Italian food. Doon ako nakaranas na pagpasok ko sa restaurant, di ba usually pagpasok ko sa restaurant, yung kalatugan ng mga plato, kutsara, tinidor, maingay. Tapos yung chichata ng mga tao, ganyan. As soon as I walk in, dead silent. Silence all over the... and I looked around, and everybody was looking at me, quiet. And I looked down and I said, oh my God. The thoughts in my head, oh my God, alam nila itsura ng puwet ko. Nakakahiya.
Oo, talaga?
Oo naman.
Para may regret at that time.
Oo naman, kasi hindi ko nga talaga inakalain na
Ganun ang ano.
na makakarating dito. At gano'n na magiging reaction ng mga tao. Yung all of a sudden, pangalan ko ang bukang bibig ng lahat ng tao sa Pilipinas. Diba? Oh, it's a Techi Bayani, ganito. It was too much attention na overwhelming.
Hindi siya nakatulong sa'yo at all? O nakatulong din?
Nakatulong siguro sa career dahil all of a sudden, kinontract star ako ni Mother Lily.
Ayun.
Diba? Ng 3-picture. All of a sudden, may sports car ako. Two-seater sports car, di ba? At the time, I already had my own
So,
apartment.
ang in-offer niya sa'yo noon, mga bold movies, gano'n?
Medyo, na
Bold
hindi
na.
ako natuwa. So, hindi ko natapos yung kontrata kay Mother Lily.
Nakailang pictures ka with her?
1.5.
Ano yan? Yung half lumabas? Yung half?
Yung half lumabas, ginawa na lang niya ng paraan. You know naman, Mother Lily, di ba? Mapamaraan siya. So, nung na-dismiss yung case ko after a year, hindi ako nagpaalam kay Papang kasi ayokong awatin ako. Ayoko na rin magpaliwanag masyado. Pero nung nangyari kasi yung Playboy, hindi na rin ako lumalabas ng bahay. Kasi masyado madaming attention sa akin. And ayoko pala noon. Na-realize ko na hindi ko pala gustong maging ganun kasikat. I like my private life. I like to go low-key. Ayoko yung sa bawat kibot ko, lahat nakatingin sa'yo, lahat nakaano. Hindi pala yun ang gusto ko. So, nung na-drop yung case after 1 year, I quietly left the Philippines and migrated to the States and lived there for 4 years. Bumili pa ako ng salamin na walang grado. Salamin lang. Thinking na pagpunta ko ng States, normal lang na tao, normal ang buhay na gusto ko, yung walang nakakilala sa akin, mag-aaral ako, balik ako ng school. Pagdating ko ng States, boy, I realized, yung palang school na gusto kong pag-aralan, UCLA, ganyan, it cost an arm and a leg to study in that school. Eh, wala akong ganun pera. Lahat ng ari-arian ko, binenta ko lahat ng kotse ko, sports car ko, lahat ng gamit. Iniwanan ko. So when I went to the States, I only had like what, $5,000 US dollars. Anong i-enroll ko? Eh, mahal-mahal nung paaralan na yun. So all of a sudden, from being so on top of my career, I left it all and I went to the States. Now, when I was in the States, it was nice kasi I was living a normal life.
Hindi ka kilala ng mga tao doon?
Hindi.
Hindi.
In fact, may dala akong portfolio ng mga iba kong nagawa. And I applied for normal jobs, meaning waitress, sales girl. Pero ang problem, when I got there, wala akong makontrabaho. Kasi wala akong reference. Wala silang matatawagan na, kumusta si Techi bilang manggagawa? Wala silang makontak na ganon. So, hindi ako tinatanggap. The reason I chose to live in LA is because wala akong ate, wala akong kuya, wala akong relatives na nakatira sa LA. Meron sa San Francisco, sa San Diego, sa Chicago, sa New York. Pero wala sa LA. So doon ako tumira. Nung ko chinus, at saka hindi nagyayelo sa LA. Hindi ko kaya yung yelo, yung winter. Hindi ko kaya yun. One day, my friend Victoria Natkin, Mrs. ng scriptwriter namin na si Rick Natkin sa Purple Hearts, sabi niya, Techi, bakit hindi mo subukan mag-artista dito? So ko, are you serious, Victoria? Ang dami-daming struggling actresses dito. Mas maganda sa akin, nagte-take ng dancing class, acting class. Eh ako, wala naman akong ganun. So, sino kukuha sa akin? Sabi niya, look, may kilala akong manager dito, babae. Pakilala kita, and then So I met her, si Stancy Stokes. Sabi niya, sige, sabi niya, I'll find you an agent. So pinisinta niya ako sa William Morris Agency. So I went to William Morris Agency, I met my agent, si J.J. Harris. Babae yon. Ang hinahawakan niya si Kevin Costner.
Wow!
Si Kurt Russell. Si Michael J. Fox. Yan yung mga hinahawakan niyang artista. So I met with her. Dala ko yung portfolio ko. This is what I did. I was an actress in the Philippines. Ganyan-ganyan. So tingin siyang ganon. Flip-flip siya. Na sinarado niya agad. Sabi niya, well and good na may nagawa ka sa Pilipinas. Pero dito sa Amerika, baliwala yan. Hindi ka pa rin nila kilala dito. Okay, so thank you for your time. Ganyan. Exit. Exit si Techi, thinking, oh my God, hindi naman ako bumenta. Hindi naman niya ako nagustuhan. So wala ko inaasahan. Pagkaraan ng 1 linggo, tinawagan ako. Techi, this is J.J. Harris of William Morris Agency. Oh, hi JJ. Look, sabi niya, merong isang casting. May kinakast ngayon na pelikula, The Emerald Forest. I think babagay ka doon. Why don't you try? Okay, sabi ko, they're looking for a girl, ganyan. Dinescribe niya yung role, native girl, ganyan. I think babagay ka doon. Punta ka, ito yung address. Punta ka. And then the next day, nag-audition ako. And then, after a month, tinawag ulit ako. Mag-audition. Siguro naka-4 na audition ako. Pabalik-balik. Pero hindi pa rin sila nagde-decide kung kukunin ako o hindi. So, every time, tatawagan na niya, oh, what happened? Sabi ko, well, they asked me back, but wala pa silang dinidecide. Wala pa bang nasasabi sa'yo? Wala pa. So, nung medyo paubos na yung pera ko, sabi ko, naku, anong gagawin ko? Dasal ako ng dasal. I got a call about 2 days after. Sabi ng agent ko, Techi, you got the part.
Oh, wow.
Be ready to fly in 4 days. You will fly to Brazil. You will work there for 4 months. Your salary will be sent here in LA. But what we'll do is your check, we will deposit it in our bank. And once it's cleared, we will write you a check. We'll take out our commission. We'll write you a check for your salary. And then we'll deposit it in your bank. Meanwhile, while you're in Brazil, you will be receiving per diem. Ganyan. You will live on your per diem. Ganyan. So, not to worry. Yon. And then, so I worked there. We shot in the Amazon jungle, some parts of it. Some parts are in another area. But it was always outside the city.
Sino leading man mo?
It turns out, ang leading man ko doon, si Powers Booth.
Oh, okay.
I played, kasi ang pinakabida doon, si Charlie Borman na anak ng direktor na si John Borman. Si John Borman directed Excalibur, Deliverance, yon. So, batikan ng direktor na British. And then they told me after 2 days that, Techi, tomorrow you will join the camp. You will go to the farm, you will live with the other actors who will play natives. And you will stay there for 3 days. Okay, masunurin. Okay. So, report ako the next day, naka-fatigue pants ako, naka-khaki shirt ako, 2 bulsa dito. Biyahe kami 2 oras to the farm. When I got there, nagulat ako. Kasi lahat ng mga gaganap doon na native, lahat sila nakahubad.
As in hubad?
Hubad.
Lalaki, babae, hubad?
Lalaki, babae.
Okay.
Tapos lumapit yung choreographer na lalaki, si Joao. Yung mata ko talagang straining to focus sa mata lang niya. Kasi nakahubad siya.
Okay.
nakakahiyang gumanon. Yung, di ba, maglakbay yung mata mo.
Okay.
Nakahubad yung kausap ko, ako balot na balot. Nakaganon talaga yung mata ko sa kanya. Ayoko siyang mapastos, di ba? Tapos mamaya lumapit yung isang babae, naka G-string lang, tanga.
Tanga, okay.
Katanga pero topless. Lapit siya. Hi, sabi niya, friendly. Di ka ba naiinita? Oh, hot. Sabi niya, hot. You want I lend you bikini? Sabi ko, no thanks. But eventually, I had to go.
Hubad ka rin.
I had to. Kasi the point of it all is that kaya kami nasa farm is because yung mga lalaki sa araw at yung mga babae, hiwalay.
Hiwalay.
Yung mga lalaki nag-aaral magpana, nag-aaral magsagwan ng bangka. Mga babae naman nag-aaral magbitbit ng basket sa ulo na walang hawakan. And the idea is, dapat lahat kayo, yung mga babae nakatanggal lang, yung mga lalaki nakahubad. Para masanay na kayo sa mga katawan yung... Para pag nag-shooting,
sanay
hindi
na.
na nagkakahiyaan.
Oo.
Oo. Kasi kailangan normal sa'yo yun dahil ang role mo, tribe lady ka ganyan. So, effect naman. Kaya lang, tapos sa gabi, natutulog kami sa may hot na pabilog, sa gitna merong poste. Tapos yung hammock, nakabitin palibot doon. Doon kami natutulog paggabi. Pero, sobrang ang ganda sa Brazil paggabi. Na-discover ko, walang lamok sa gabi. Ang lamok lumalabas sa araw. Tapos, pag nag-flush ka ng banyo doon, imbis na clockwise yung pag-flush mo ng tubig, counterclockwise. Kasi nasa ilalim ka ng equator ang Brazil.
Oh, okay.
Tapos sa gabi, doon nagbubukaan yung mga night blooming jasmine nila. Tapos yung mga Brazilianong co-stars ko, Braziliano, di ba? Lahat sila magaganda ang boss. Nagtutugtugan, nagkakantahan. Ang ganda-ganda ng mga boses na puro Brazilian music. Tapos ang bango-bango ng malalanghap mo yung bulaklak. Tapos walang lamok. So nandun lang ako sa hammock. Naiiyak-iyak ako kasi ang dami kong gustong ikwento. Ang dami kong gustong, alam mo ba, ganito ang nangyari. Wala akong makausap dahil wala sa kanila ang nag-i-Ingles.
Oh my gosh.
All the English-speaking Brazilians were with the production people. Umaalalay
Doon ka sa mga locals talaga?
Doon ako sa mga local, oo. Kaya,
Parang ano ka, outsider ka?
outsider, oo. Kinakausap din lang, friendly sila. Kinakausap ako pero,
Wala eh, no?
hindi ko naintindihan. So, sign language kami. Doon lang kami nagkakaintindihan, ganyan. And then, eventually, nung nag-shoot na kami, yon, dumating si Charlie Borman. British. Oy, Inglesan kami ng Inglesan. Lahat ng kwento na nakatago sa dibdib ko.
Lumabas lahat.
Ilabas. Oh, alam mo ba, ganito, alam mo pala dito, ganyan. Yung lamok, wala dito sa gabi, sa araw, meron.
Kasundo kayo dalawa.
Oo. Tapos, isa pang barkada, naging barkada ko, si Junior, yung musician namin. Tuwing gumagawa kami ng eksena, nagpapatugtog siya ng yung mga instruments niya lang, acoustics lang, para get into the mood kami. So, tatlo kaming magkaka-vibes. Ako, si Charlie, tsaka si Junior. So, paggabi, shoot lang kami doon hanggang 5 ng hapon. After that, uwian na, showeran na sa kanya-kanyang room, and then kakain na kami sa labas. Ang gamit lang yung per diem ko. Every Monday, they release the per diem. Ganyan. So, nabuhay ako sa per diem. May halaman pa ako sa garden, sa kwarto ko. Yung mga souvenirs ko, sa per diem ko nakuha. So, 4 months yun. That was the longest movie I've ever done.
Kamusta yung naging feedback doon sa movie na yun?
Maganda.
Was it a hit movie?
It was.
Okay.
It was. And, nung nagbakasyon ako dito, yung pala, nung shinow na yon, nag-showing din sila dito. Kaya pagdating ko dito,
Alam na nila.
alam na nila na kasama ako sa But then after doing Emerald Forest, I went back to LA. Wala pang 1 month, I got another job. This time, I flew to Yugoslavia. I played the leading lady. I played Princess Rubali sa pelikulang Jim Kata. Ang leading man ko, si Kurt Thomas. Gymnast siya, Olympic gymnast. So siya yung bidang lalaki, ako yung leading lady niya. And then we shot that for about a month and a half. And since I was already in Europe, nag-ikot-ikot ako ng Europe. When I got that job, my agent told me, teka lang, wala ka pang isang buwan nakakabalik mula sa Brazil. May pelikula ka na naman na nabag. Sabi niya, hindi na to chamba. So, buti pa, pumirma ka na ng kontrata sa amin.
Yun na.
I signed a contract with them na sila talaga yung, officially, sila yung aking agency. And then, so yun, when I came back from Yugoslavia, I got another role. This time, it was a Tom Hanks movie, Money Pit. So, for this Money Pit movie, I played the role of the stepmother of Tom Hanks. Ang role ko doon was a bookend role. Lumabas ako sa umpisa at saka sa dulo. When I auditioned for that part, I was asked to meet the writer. The writer, it so happens, siya yung writer ng Alien 1, 2, and 3. Si David Giler. So, sabi ng agent ko, you gotta meet the writer. He will be the one to decide if you get the part. Okay, ganyan. So, I went to meet him. I don't know what happened, but that day, I was feeling, wala lang, casual, comfortable. He ushered me into his office. I flopped into his sofa. There was a candy in front sa table. Kumuha ako. Binuksan ko yung candy. Kinain ko yung candy. Chika-chika kami. It was very nice. And then, he explained the role, ganyan-ganyan. And to be shot daw in Miami. Would I be interested in the role? Yes, sabi ko, I'd be interested in the role. Would you like to do it? Yes. Okay, then you have the part. Ganon. Hindi ako
Wala nang audition.
Walang audition.
Kwentuhan lang.
Kwentuhan lang. So, after a week, I flew to Miami, did the role, did the part there. And, so natapos na yon, went back to LA.
May scene kayo ni Tom Hanks.
Wala kaming scene ni Tom
Wala kayong
Hanks.
scene.
Sa Amerika kasi, may dilema doon eh. You cannot get a movie in Hollywood unless you're a SAG member, Screen Actors Guild member. Pero, hindi ka naman magiging member ng SAG kung hindi ka pa nakakagawa ng pelikula doon. So it's a catch-22. You wanna be a member of Screen Actors Guild, but you cannot be a member kung wala ka pang pelikulang nagagawa. Wala kang body of work na maipepresenta. But you cannot get a body of work kung hindi ka naman membro. The good thing about it is that sa Emerald Forest, sila nag-sponsor sa akin to be a SAG member. Kaya SAG member ako, kaya yung standard nung pag-employ sa akin, mataas. Hindi yung parang talent ka lang. Hindi ganon. Yung mataas ang mataas ang TF, mataas ang kalibre ng accommodation mo, kung ano yung maayos ang trato. So, and then, one day I got a call. They said, Pechi, my agent said, yes, JJ. They're doing a Rambo film in the Philippines with Sylvester. Yeah, I know. So, because Sylvester, yeah. They're shooting it in the Philippines, sabi ko. Yes. And I want you to go in for audition. Okay, sabi ko, yes, I'd like to. So yun, nag-audition ako. I auditioned once. And then later on, pinabalik ako. Second audition, same role. Pero yung second audition na yun, sa studio na kami. So in audition, nandun si Sylvester Stallone. Nandun siya. May camera ng movie camera. So dalawa na lang kaming natira. Yung dalawang ako at saka si Julia Nixon. Si Julia lives in Hawaii. Lumilipad lang siya sa LA para mag-audition. Ganun siya ka-diehard para makuha yung role. Si Julia turned to me and said, can we make a deal? Sabi ko, what kind of deal? Sabi niya, the girl who gets the part will split the money with the other girl. So like, if I get the role, I'll split the money with you. And if you got the role, you split the money with me. Sabi ko, she wants the money.
Oo.
So I looked at her and I said, I've got a better idea. Sabi ko, why don't we do this? The girl who gets the part, sabi ko, will treat the other girl to a really expensive dinner. Like Spago. You know, like no less than $300
Ganon.
a plate. Gano'n. Okay, pumayag siya.
Ayan.
Tapos tinawag na ako. So, audition na akong ganyan. Andun siya sa taas, naiwan siya. Nung natapos na ako, goodbye. Bye. Exit na ako. Then, syempre, after me, siya na. Di ko na siya pinanood. Exit na ako, uwi na ako, gusto ko na umuwi. Pagdating ko sa bahay, I got a call from JJ Harris. Sabi ni JJ, Techi, you got the part.
Ooh, okay.
Be ready to fly to Mexico. Wait a minute, sabi ko.
Mexico? Philippines.
Mexico? I thought they were shooting in the Philippines. No. It so happened they have problems with logistics in the Philippines, you know, the equipments, the tanks, and they're having a hard time. So they're changing their minds and they're shooting it in Mexico. Sabi ko, JJ, I just came back from the jungles of Amazon. The jungles of Brazil. Sabi ko, I wouldn't mind going to the jungles of the Philippines. But Mexico, sabi ko, no, I don't think I'd like to accept it.
Oh my gosh! Oh.
So the role went to Julia Nixon. Flashback, moving forward, many years later,
Okay.
I think,
Did you ever have a chance to talk to Sylvester? No?
ay ka-eksena ko siya.
Siya ka-eksena mo?
Siya ang ka-eksena ko.
Ano sabi niya sa'yo? Parang...
Hi.
Where are you from?
Hello, how
Where
are you?
from?
I said, hi. Good to meet you. Pero mababa siya sa akin eh.
Ha? Parang ang laki-laki na, di ba?
Hindi siya katangkaran. Mas matangkad ako sa
Hindi ka na
kanya.
starstruck sa kanya?
Hindi naman.
Hindi naman. Kasi super, di ba? Number 1, number 2 Hollywood star siya noong time na yun.
Hindi naman. Simple lang naman siya. Yung,
Mabait naman.
hi, hello, pleased to meet you.
Ganun
And then, eksena na. And then, nung natapos, okay, thank you. Exit. Ganun lang. So, parang, wala, pagkaraniwan lang. Hindi naman siya ma-ere, hindi naman siya maano. So anyway, many
So, tinanggihan
years
mo,
back,
tinanggihan mo.
so tinanggihan ko, napunta kay Julia Nixon. Many years afterward, pauwi na ako ng Pilipinas, I was in the terminal na, in the airport, nakasalubong ko si Julia Nixon.
Oh my God.
Sabi niya, Techi!
Yeah.
Takbo siya sa akin, niyakap
Naalala
ako.
pa niya yung name mo.
Naalala niya. Hindi niya makakalimutan. Look, sabi niya gano'n, I'm here to shoot. Meron siyang sinushoot na parang Richard Chamberlain pa nga yata. Parang series. Look, I still owe you a dinner. Sabi niya gano'n. I still owe you a dinner because... Sabi ko, yeah, I know. Sabi ko, look, sabi ko sa kanya, let's do this. Let's not have dinner. Let's just keep this nice story between us going. That you'll forever owe me a dinner. Sabi ko, I'm glad you got the part. Sabi ko, I'm glad. Yeah, then, and she married David Soul, Starsky and Hutch. Yeah, she's married to him. And then after 4 years of living in LA, na-homesick ako. And sabi ko, it's time for me to And then I got an offer to do a movie here. This time with Larry Wilcox naman ang artista. So tinanggap ko.
Foreign pa rin,
Foreign pa din. So, we came to the Philippines. I did that movie with Larry Wilcox. And then after that, kinuha ako agad ng Viva Films to do Balueg. So, Mountain Province kami, Banawe, basta kung saan kami. Tumagal din yun
Philip
na ilang
Salvador yan, no?
Philip Salvador. And then one led to the other. Sunod-sunod na yung ginawa kong movies dito. Hindi na ako nakabalik sa LA. And I decided, ang enjoy ako dito kasi I was constantly working as an actor. In LA, may mga gaps na hindi ako nagwo-work.
Yeah.
Naiinip ako. At saka naho-homesick ako. Gusto kong umuwi sa Pilipinas, gusto kong kumain ng Filipino food, gusto ko namimiss ko Pilipinas. And I realized na hindi pala ako meant to live in America habang buhay. I realized na pag ako namatay, gusto ko mamatay sa Pilipinas. Yun.
Wala kang regrets na hindi mo tinanggap yung Rambo role na yun? Kasi,
Wala.
Di ba, it could have, launched a different direction sa career mo kung ginawa mo yun.
Wala akong regrets.
Wala
Kasi,
talaga.
wala naman akong ilusyon talaga na I wanna make it big in Hollywood.
Walang ganun.
I wanna be the next Sonia Braga like in Brazil, or the next Sophia Loren. Wala eh.
Wala.
Yung sa akin, yung everything is an adventure. Let's see what unfolds. That there's more to life than just acting.
Yeah.
Even up to now, that's why I like to keep a private life. There's more to life than pelikula. Like going back to school. Kung tinanggap ko yung Rambo, baka hindi ako bumalik dito.
Correct.
Baka hindi ko natapos yung kolehiyo ko. Baka hindi ako nagkaroon ng anak na maganda at pinakamamahal ko na meron ako ngayon. Yung iba yung magiging landas ko. Baka mas maging corrupt ako. Maging mas unhappy ako. Dahil, hindi ba pag nasa tugatog ka ng katanyagan or whatever katanyagang maaabot mo,
Totoo.
you're
Maraming
grasping.
temptation.
You're grasping. You want to be more. You want to be
Yeah.
more. You want to be more like that. And when you don't get it, you become miserable. You become corrupt. You get corrupted. That's not how I see my life. To me, life is a learning experience. Life is there to live. Life is there to make the most of. And certainly, life is not just all about being an actor.
So when you came back to the Philippines, dito ka na talaga? Hindi ka na umalis na bansa? Dire-diretso na yun?
Well, dire-diretso na ako dito until one day I decided, I wanna live in Europe. So I decided, I'm gonna live in Italy. So, packed my bags.
Ganun uli?
Ganun ulit. But this time, I didn't get rid of what I had. I said, my car, I still had my apartment. I had my staff in the apartment. I lived in Italy and I continued supporting my staff and paying my rent here.
Pero why Italy? Why live in Italy?
Why not Italy?
Nah. Why not?
No, my best friend, Victor Ordonez, whom I shared the flat with sa Balagtas. Although si Victor had a house here in Dasma, Makati. But he would come to watch football and he rented one room in my apartment. So there's 2 rooms, kanya yung isa. But he didn't really live there. He just came in and out, ganyan. He was hired to work for UNESCO. And he was going to be based in Paris. And because he's a diplomat, he was allotted 2 visas para he can bring in a domestic help na 2 to bring to Paris. So I said to my best friend, Victor, isa lang ang ipasok mong kasams doon sa Paris. Yung isa reserba mo, akin yun. Kunyari kasams ako, pero
Sabit ka lang, parang gano'n.
pero at least para pag tumira ako with you in Paris, legal ako, may dokumento. Sabi niya, sige. I ended up in Rome.
In Rome.
I lived in central Rome, right
Sarap.
behind the Piazza Navona.
Woo! Ganda!
Which is great because I love Italian food.
Yes!
And yun, at the time I was dating an Italian guy, so it helped. Ayun, and then I stayed there, 2 years, a little less than 2 years. And then I came back here and resumed working here. Kasi parang nainip din ako doon. Although, when I was living in Rome, I was able to work behind the scene production sa isang TV show sa Italy. And then also when I got there, the guy I was dating for was filming the movie Hudson Hawk ni Bruce Willis, executive producer.
Oh, Hudson Hawk, I know that. Yun yung
Yes.
Bruce Willis sa kasi yung Italian guy.
Yes.
Yeah, oo.
And si Demi Moore was there. She had her baby at that
Si
time.
Bruce Willis, kasama niyo rin.
Yeah, si Bruce Willis. And I briefly worked behind the scene in that film.
Pati ka kinuha sa film.
Meron na nakaka-casting na
Okay.
Pero nakakausap ko si Bruce Willis. Tapos si Demi Moore was there. She brought a bicycle na merong sidecar for her baby. Si Rummer ang baby niya noon. So, yun, bibisikleta sila doon. So, sabit lang ako, ganyan. And then after a while, I said, got bored. I said, I'm going back to the Philippines. So I went back to the Philippines and resumed work.
Ayun. Paano mo na-meet yung husband mo?
Blind date,
Okay.
which I never do. That was the first time I went on a blind date. And apparently when I was 16 years old and he was 18 years old, may crush na siya sa akin.
Ooh.
Ba't ko alam?
Sino bang hindi may crush sa'yo noon, di ba? Lahat naman yata.
And it turns out, kasi may na-discover akong photo, nakapost siya sa pintuan. Sa likod niya, may poster ako. Poster ko nung young ako. But we met, we were already quite mature. I was 32 and he was 34. So then, we met, and then, at the time kasi I already made the decision that I'm not going to get into a relationship anymore. Kasi parang at that time, parang okay na ako na tumandang dalaga. Ayoko nang umibig pa, or something to that effect.
Well, why? Was the last relationship medyo hindi maganda?
I've had long relationships but it never turned out okay. Like I had a relationship for 4 years, relationship for 2 years. Siguro napagod na yung puso ko. Okay na akong tumandang mag-isa. Okay na ako. Then I met him, blind date, hindi ko naman sineryoso, ganyan. But it turns out, he was very serious with me. I dated him for a year bago ko siya sinagot.
Did you get married?
Yes.
And only one, Only one
One
kid?
lang.
Oh.
God
What's
was
her name?
kind enough. China.
China.
China as in the country. Yun.
And for a while, you also taught sa school, di ba?
Actually, nung nag-aaral pa lang ako, well, when I had my daughter kasi, nung marami siya pinagdaanan, pre-kinder, kinder, nursery, nursery 1, nursery 2, ganyan. Nung magki-kinder na siya, I decided to bring her sa isang Catholic school. And she was underage, pero nakumbinsi ko yung madre na tanggapin yung anak ko. With the condition na pag hindi kinaya ng ulo ng anak ko, di uulitin niya. So pumayag yung madre, tinanggap yung daughter ko even if she was only 5.5 years old. And at that time, nag-worry ako kasi when I had my daughter, wala akong yaya for her. Ako ang tumutok at nagpalaki sa kanya. So for 10 years, hindi ako tumatanggap ng trabaho kasi devoted ako, hands-on mom sa kanya. Pero nung magki-kinder na siya at natanggap na siya sa school, dati kasi pag pre-kinder, nursery, habang nasa classroom siya, nasa labas ako ng classroom niya or ng school, nakaupo sa bangketa. Ay, naantay ko siya, katabi ko yung mga yaya. Naantay ko siya kasi ako ang driver niya. Naantay ko matapos yung school niya. So, super tutok ako. And then, anyway, nung magkikinder na siya, hindi na pwede yon. Kailangan hatid ko siya sa school, iiwanan ko na siya. Uwi ako. Pag uwian na niya, babalikan ko siya, ganon. Nag-worry ako kasi attached ako sa daughter ko. I think I am more attached to my daughter than my daughter to me. Yung daughter ko walang anxiety, separation anxiety. Nung nag-aral, ako ang nagkaroon ng separation anxiety sa anak ko. So nung nalaman ko na natanggap na siya for kinder dito sa Catholic school, nag-alala ako na anong gagawin ko. Wala akong career, wala akong barkada, wala akong gimmick. Wala akong iba kundi nakatutok lang ako sa anak ko. Ngayon, yung anak ko buong umaga mag-aaral. Anong gagawin ko sa buhay ko? that's when I decided maybe now it's time for me to go back to school din. And at the time, 17 years akong drop out.
Ito yung pinangako mo sa mom mo na
Ito
gagawin
yung
mo.
pinangako ko sa mom ko. Finally.
Matatapos ka ng pag-aaral.
So I called up the school and I asked for a schedule for an entrance exam. Kinakabahan ako dahil syempre 17 years akong drop out. Nangangalawang na yung ulo ko. Anong isasagot ko sa entrance exam? But yun, they gave me a date. I took the entrance exam. Nervous na nervous ako. It turns out, after a week, they called me up and said, pasado. Tanggap na ako. That June, ang nag-enroll ako at yung anak ko.
Sabay kayo.
Sabay kami nag-aral. So, nung pasukan na yon ng June, holding hands kami, hinatid ko siya sa kindergarten building. Tapos iniwan ko siya doon, binilinan ko. Ako naman naglakad na ako sa college building. Yon. So 4 years kaming schoolmate ng anak ko.
Cute naman.
And then, while I was studying in St. Joe, they were saying na yung mga madre, minsan tinutokso ko, Miss, pag-graduate mo, balik ka dito, magturo ka. Sister, sabi ko. Ako, sister, teacher, parang hindi yata teacher. Parang hindi yun ang aking sister. So, yun. So, I wasn't entertaining the idea of teaching. And then when I graduated, I moved my daughter sa isang all-girls school. Dumalaw ako sa school one summer break. I saw my favorite teacher. And nagkakwentuhan kami, and then she said na they were hiring nga daw a teacher. Sabi ko, talaga miss? Oo, kulang kami ng teacher. Ano bang subject? Tapos nung binanggit niya yung subject, counseling psychology, yun yung aking forte. Kasi ang course ko sa Ateneo, MA Counseling Psych. So ko, really? They want teacher for that subject? Oo, tsaka theories of ganito, learning and ganyan-ganyan. Oh my God, I love that subject, ganyan-ganyan. Sabi niya, mag-apply ka. Sabi niya, turo ka dito, ganyan-ganyan. Since yun naman yung linya ko, so, I said yes. And then at the same time, kinontak na rin ako ng ABS to do a teleserye. So I was also doing teleserye.
Busy ka nun.
So I was kind of busy. Ang nangyari, serye ako, kunyari MWF. Tapos yung klase ko, Tuesday, Thursday naman. So ang nangyayari, pag napakap ako ng 6 a.m. sa teleserye taping, magbubura lang ako ng makeup, papalit ako ng jeans and white shirt. Tuloy na ako sa klase ko, magle-lecture naman ako ng 3 hours.
Wow!
Ang hirap-hirap gawin kasi parang hinuhukay mo yung utak mo to teach your student, tapos kulang ka pa sa tulog.
Pagod ka.
Yun. And after a while, nag-suffer yung health ko for doing that. Kasi at that time, nagme-menopause na rin ako. So, yun.
Ilang years ka nagturo?
5 years.
5 years.
And
And then
I thought,
na-finish mo yung graduate school mo? Okay.
and I think, after, when I said goodbye, kasi I was teaching in the college department, I also taught in the grad school department ng St. Joe. But then, after 5 years, I said, I had to say goodbye na. Kasi medyo nahirapan na rin
Burnout
yung
ka
health
na rin.
ko. Oo. Kasi teaching to me was not a job. It was a vocation. It wasn't something I was doing for the money or for the recognition or for whatever. I just really wanted to impart what I knew. But after 5 years, because suffered na rin yung health ko, and then I was also doing na rin teleserye, I realized na-miss ko din yung pag-aartista. So yun, I stopped teaching na and went full-time acting na. By then, tutok na rin ako sa daughter ko, but my daughter was already in high school at
And
the
then
time.
she went to
college na rin. So, hindi na masyadong tutukan. Nalalargahan ko na siya. Yung pwede ko na siyang, I trust her na to know, to do what she needs to do, na hindi ko na siya masyadong tinututukan. Yung ganyan. So, yun.
Grabe. Napaka-colorful ng life mo. You really lived your life to the fullest. No? Talagang in-enjoy mo talaga.
Yes.
Experience mo yung buhay. And up to now, you're still doing it.
Yes.
Oo.
And I intend to continue doing it until I die.
What's your biggest regret sa buhay mo?
Alam mo, when I'm a senior citizen, I'm now 62 years old. Siguro when I was young, I have so many regrets. But now, when you ask me now, I realize na every disappointment, every mistake, every failure or whatever, I had to go through all of that to become the person I am now. So when you ask me if I have any regrets, I have none.
None. Tama.
None whatsoever because I like who I am now. I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm happy. I'm healthy. There's nothing more that I want, really. I just want to spend the rest of my life being grateful to God, thanking Him for whatever I do, and doing the best in every little thing I'm doing. And not wanting more. Alam mo yon, there's nothing more that I really want or dream about or sa akin, everything is an adventure. I'm just waiting for life to unfold.
Wow, ganda naman no, no? Biggest achievement naman for you?
Raising my daughter, being a mother. I think, to my mind, that is my biggest. I thought my biggest achievement was making films in Hollywood, being Screen Actors Guild member there and all that. But no,
Hindi pala.
when I see my daughter now and how people praise her for who she is and what she can do, my biggest achievement is being a mother. How well I raised her. Ultimately, yun naman ang yung
Tama.
biggest achievement mo is the person you raised.
Yeah. Oh, congratulations for a life well lived, no? And still enjoying life to the fullest.
Yes, I'm still open and enthusiastic for more adventures.
Thank you so much, Techi. Mas
Thank
nakilala ka na ngayon ng gusto ng mga viewers natin.
Thank you. Thank you.
and Good luck. Good luck sa lahat.
Thank you
Sa lahat ng
so
gagawin mo
much.
sa buhay mo. Good luck.
Thank you for this time with me, Julius. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Itong ginawa mo sa akin pag makeover, really, I thank you so much, Miss Tintin. Para talagang gusto ko nang bumalik ng showbiz uli. Ibigay mo naman po sa akin
Oo,
yung
Lord,
Miss Tintin.
please.
Pero ito talaga, isi-shortcut ko na talagang grabe ginawa mo sa akin ngayon, Miss Tintin. Talagang,
Masaya ka.
yes, super. Then, lalo na yung sa lipstick mo, lalo naging kissable lips kahit wala akong ngipin.
When you wish upon a star na kami dito, sana mag-grant para tuloy-tuloy na rin kasi malaking may tutulong, di ba, ng dentures para ikaw ay maka-acting muli. Sana malagyan ng ngipin si Coca, ganyan. So ito, sabihin na natin sa kanila na yun actually talaga ang wish mo. Pero yun nga, hindi ko sinama yung part na yun during the interview kasi that time, di ba, dun mo lang sa akin sinabi. So syempre mag-iisip muna ako, sino kayang pwede? And then, dumating siya sa buhay natin, Coca. Naging guest namin sa show. Here you are now.
Talaga po doon.
Yes, we will do and make your smile wonderful again.
Thank
Ako
you po yun talaga yung
Ako napasmile.
Okay.
Excited na ba kayo, mga teammates? Kami excited. Excited ka na ba?
sobra po. Thank you, Lord.
Kailangan kong malaman at mabisita yung gilagid mo, ha? O, sige. Check natin. Okay. Itong ganitong klase ang ginagamit pag wala na totaling ipin, ha? So, baka pagka nagkaroon ka na ng ngipin ngayon, mas magiging maayos ang pagtulog, at lalong magiging maayos ang pagkain mo.
Ako po si Papo Julius.
At ako naman po si Mamu Tintin.
Manood po kayo ng aming TV show, ang Julius at Tintin para sa pamilyang Pilipino.
Sa Signal TV 1PH channel with live streaming sa 1PH Facebook and YouTube pages.
At sa Julius and Tintin Show Facebook page. Mag-follow and subscribe na rin sa amin at manood.
Pati na rin sa Julius and Christine, the YouTube channel. Suportahan po natin ang programa namin na may layuning tumulong sa pamilyang Pilipino.
Ito po ang Julius and Tintin para sa pamilyang Pilipino.
Julius and Tintin para sa pamilyang Pilipino would like to thank the following.
Pure Gold. Sa Pure Gold, always panalo.
David Salon. Whoever you are, whatever you do, David Salon brings out the best in you.
Raja Travel Corporation, with you on your journey.
Baby Co Wipes. Bida si baby sa alagang Baby Co Wipes. Cupid's Cologne Love Mist. To order, message tonybbabaw@gmail.com.
Magic from Japan, Kangen Water Machine.
Goldmine Rice. From farm to market. Be a rice distributor to wholesalers, retailers, and consumers. Open for franchise.